Detroit Den 313. What is up? It's your boy Will back with another episode of Midnight Madness. Tonight, I will be talking about something that if you are not a true blue football fan, or even some true blue football fans, do not appreciate this thing. I won't hold you in suspense. We are talking about special teams. So if you click out of here because it's about special teams, and I'm questioning your football commitment, or what do you know about football, because this is important, and our coach Dan Campbell is one of the coaches that takes special teams very seriously. Now, getting into it, the first thing that I think about when I think about the Detroit Lions and special teams is the people that are going to be out there. We are going to have starting caliber football players out in our special teams. You're going to see guys like Malcolm Rodriguez. You're going to see guys like Ife Melifonwu. When he comes back, I would imagine you're going to see guys like Emmanuel Mosley if he doesn't win one of those jobs, one of those starting roles. Some of those younger guys like Ennis Rakestraw, or maybe even Terry and Arnold, if he's not out there, depending on what happens with these veterans that we have on this team. We are going to have starting caliber football players on our special teams, and it's going to make a world of difference. Can you imagine when you are going out there and you're going against a guy, instead of him being a second teamer, instead of him being a guy that's on the bubble and that's the only thing that he does, you have a starting caliber football player. If you took him and you put him on another team, he would be starting, but instead he's coming down and playing on our special teams. Man, I'm excited for it. Like I said, guys like Germ, I remember when Germ came in on spot duty to play linebacker, he did a phenomenal job. He could easily be going on another team in the NFL starting at linebacker, right? Malcolm Rodriguez, same thing. He could be on a different team starting at linebacker. Heck, he could be on another team starting at fullback. You know, he's shown that he's his versatility, right? And I haven't even gotten to the new kid on the block that everybody seems to be in love with, Sione Vaki, right? Us re-signing CJ Moore after his incident, right? He's got already he's had a fake punt under his belt with us in 2022. So if you're going to tell me, as a matter of fact, let me cut to a clip, because I know I've been hearing it in the comments, guys. You guys love the clips, and I think this is pertinent just to set the tone for how special and important special teams are. Let's drop one on you guys real quick. Let's see if I can get it in there. Here we go. All right. So none other than Big Germ, man. Big Germ making a pass to my man Dorsey, man. Huge play in the game, right? Special teams can affect the momentum of a football game. It can completely change the outlook of a game, right? Whether it's a fake punt, which we've had quite a few of those, whether it's a blocked punt, a blocked extra point, a blocked field goal, a return for a touchdown, right? These things, not holding those guys inside of the 20-yard line, which I'm going to get into here in a second. Those are all very important plays. And when you take every facet of the game seriously, you give yourself a better opportunity to win football games. I pulled up a stat. I actually ran into it a long time ago, but it hasn't really been super pertinent for a show. But today it fits in, and I'm glad I can finally use this one. It's just some percentages, and the percentages go by how far you have to go to make a touchdown, right? Or just to get points on the board, right? So just think about this. When our punt team's out there and we have starters running down on our punt team, just think about this. When Ife Melifonwu and Germ and Derek Barnes and the list goes on, Malcolm Rodriguez, when those guys are running down on punt team and causing havoc, right? Just think about this. From if you got to go 80 yards, you have a less than 20% chance to score a touchdown, right? If you got to go 80 yards. If you got to go 60 yards, you're still looking at less than 25%, right? And if you got to go 50 yards, right? 50 yards, right? You're just now teetering into that 30% window, 35%, right? By the scale, the metrics that I'm looking at, right? So just thinking about that, all of these plays matters. All of them matter, right? with our this isn't a defensive show, but getting into our defense getting better, playing that field position game, backing these guys out, more 3-and-outs, winning that field position game. Our special teams being phenomenal, playing tough, gritty football, and having starting caliber players out there. That's going to matter, right? When we talk about this team competing for a Super Bowl, we have to be really good at all three facets of the game. This is not an offense in a defensive football league and football game. It is three facets. Special teams. We have multiple guys that can be back there returning kicks. We have multiple guys that can be dynamic in special teams as far as going down and tackle, as far as faking punts. The list goes on. I am super excited about this group, and I cannot wait. If you guys remember, for those who have been here with us the whole time, I had made a hot take with Steve, when I put Sione Vaki in my mock draft. I said that we're going to draft Sione Vaki, right? And he's going to make a special play for us. He's going to block a punt. He's going to fake a punt. He's going to do something throughout the season that is going to be very important and huge for us. He's either going to win us a football game, or he's going to change the momentum of a football game by making a special teams play. That is something that I still believe, and I'm still putting out there in the air. Sione Vaki is going to make a play that is going to change a game. And then we still got the guys that are coming back that can also do it. Like I already talked about, CJ Moore, Germ. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Malcolm Rodriguez. Wouldn't be surprised if I seen Ife Melifonwu punch a football out, right? We have absolute dogs on every facet of this football field when it comes to offense, defense, and special teams. We are going to be cutting players that are starting caliber players. We are going to be having players on our team that solely play special teams, that are starting caliber players. This roster is loaded. As I go through and I look at the roster, I'm looking at guys that that are just absolute dogs, and they're not starting. Let's talk about Ife Melifonwu. Right? Where are we gonna put him? We got him. We got Kirby Joseph. It's looking like Brian Branch is gonna be on that back half. Someone's gonna be odd man out. Right? Any three of those guys could go somewhere else and be starting. Absolute dogs on our team, right? And I haven't even mentioned guys like James Houston. Everybody loves to talk about James Houston as an edge rusher. He's gonna be running around on special teams as well. Guys, loaded, man. We got a loaded group that is going to be on the field this year in 2024. And I'm so excited for it. The depth, it makes me feel so much more comfortable. It's not like if somebody gets banged up and has to miss a little bit of time, it's not like we have to be super stressed, because this thing is truly loaded. Guys, put it in the comments. Do you think this roster is loaded? Do you think that the depth is crazy? Do you think that this roster can compete with all the rosters across the NFL? Because when I look at this roster, maybe you can look at teams like the Philadelphia Eagles. That comes to mind. They got a loaded roster. San Francisco 49ers got a pretty loaded roster. But when I put our roster versus their roster, I'm like, man, I feel like our roster can compete with any roster in the National Football League. And that's with starters. But when you start talking about depth, I think we might have the best roster in the land, man, if I'm being honest. So let me know, guys, if I'm crazy. Put it in the comments and let me know. And if you stayed with me this long, I have a challenge for you. Like I say all the time, in my house, we're football fanatics. Recently, a game just came out, NCAA 25. I've been playing it. If you're a gamer, if you play Madden, if you play NCAA, drop your gamer tag in the comments and maybe we'll get a game. Right? Maybe we'll get a game. All right. So let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'll pick somebody. We'll get a game in and we'll get after it. That's all I got for today. I'll be back with another episode. Until next time. Peace.